We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the crypto cycle. Is it a 5-year cycle right now? We do see more and more theories in this direction, and we got Raoul Pal today in a video talking about it a little bit, and we're going to discuss what that would mean for everything else that we are doing right now here on crypto, and what the implications are if that is true, and how high the likelihood is that this is true. So make sure to stay all the way through. Also, for a quick look at altcoins, because altcoins are getting crushed right now, and the question is, what is going on with altcoins? There is some problems that I see in the chart of especially Total 2, which I don't like at all regarding altcoins. So let's check this out together. Make sure to stay all the way through there for also a little bit of a comey in the end. Let's go. So, good morning to each and every one of you. We are on the Bitcoin chart, and the Bitcoin chart is looking fairly good, to be honest. We are sitting on top of the bull market support band, if you were to just write it directly, wherever this is then here, right? So we are just sitting on top of that. We did not hold, though, our range here, and maybe this range is a little bit deranged right now, but what we do see is that we are moving sideways for quite some time for Bitcoin, which has been the better part of this cycle. What is important to keep in mind for our discussion right now is a couple of things. First, we do have our own indicators, but that doesn't mean they are the only thing that matters here, right? One indicator that I really want to see how it plays out is the TSI, and the TSI says we are closing in on the end of the cycle, right? Another one is the RSI, where we are nowhere near the overheated zone yet. In fact, we are not even above 70, which would be technically overbought at the moment. And the third part is the stochastic RSI, where we have just printed a bear cross for the momentum. We do see it here. Bearish cross. Are we going to head down again? Big question mark, right? Now, all of that together would imply, okay, we can have another big push to the upside and then bear market end. But the discussion that is going on right now is whether we are in a 5-year cycle now or not, right? So let's check this out first, and then let's look at a couple of things that are pointing in this direction as well. So this is from Raoul Pal, his live stream that he just had. It's like a couple of hours old, basically. Let's listen to this and comment a little bit.
Not wildly off to the races yet. And it's this chart. Bitcoin is basically, this is a detrended Bitcoin. And it's basically the ISM, which is the business cycle. Remember, we've always said it's the business cycle stupid. It is always the business cycle stupid. And all of these people who claim it's the 4-year cycle based around this and that, they don't understand the fundamental of what the business cycle is, why there's a 4-year cycle in everything. And we've explained it, and we'll go through it.
Okay, so quickly on this, in my opinion, I mean, I think these charts are fantastic. Like, they're doing a fantastic job. And the interesting thing is that business cycle, election cycle, liquidity cycle, and so on, right? If that is all the driving factor, why should it be always a fixed 4-year cycle, right? It can't be technically, right? So this is the first step of the argument. It can be shorter, it can be longer, it can be way longer apparently. And here we do see it, right? Here we do see the cyclicality of the ISM and then Bitcoin implied ISM pricing. Now we do have this sideways upwards chop. And actually, I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, it feels like sideways upwards chop since basically the bottom in 2022. So it would mean we did not pump on the ISM, right? Basically, we did not pump on the ISM, which drove always the price to all-time high. Okay, that's the first step.
Great detail tomorrow in our Everything Code presentation, but basically it's following the ISM. And rates have been following the same pattern. You see, rates should have come lower. They need to come lower because we need to roll the debt. We've talked about this. That's part of the Everything Code, fundamental part. And ISM, because rates are so high, has meant that Main Street has been screwed while Wall Street's made money from debasement. Earnings versus scarce assets.
Yeah, and the part with the rates, right? We just saw the rates, the first rate cut. So rates are only now coming down, right? Versus in the other cycles where the rate came down very quickly in the other cycle.
This is the issue that they need to solve, and they need to get rates lower. They get rates lower. Why? Why do we have an elongated business cycle that looks like virtually no other real other time? It's because, and I only just found this out redoing the work on the Everything Code recently, is that in 2021-22, they actually extended the maturity of the debt from 4 years to 5 years. So that extension of the maturity of debt has pushed out the business cycle a year. The 4-year cycle this time around is a 5-year cycle. We don't know what the next one will be until we see where they all end up getting refinanced. Well,
this is interesting, right? I will jump quickly back at these couple of seconds because, I mean, if the debt maturity is 5 years now and they don't have to roll it over, then that would be very compelling evidence. I mean, obviously I trust that this is right? But then this would be a very compelling evidence. Where is it? Come on, there you go. Yeah.
Why? Why do we have an elongated business cycle that looks like virtually no other real other time? It's because, and I only just found this out redoing the work on the Everything Code recently, is that in 2021-22, they actually extended the maturity of the debt from 4 years to 5 years. So that extension of the maturity of debt has pushed out the business cycle a year. The 4-year cycle this time around is a 5-year cycle. We don't know what the next one will be until we see where they all end up getting refinanced. Whether it comes back to 4 because they managed to get some stuff at the long end, or whether they shorten it because everything's in the short end. We don't know yet. But this one is a 5-year cycle. And this is what it looks like. A 5.4-year sine curve. 5.4 years is the exact average weighted maturity of the debt. And it tells us the ISM should peak by 2026. We think liquidity probably peaks before that, as the rate of change of ISM changes and the rate of change of liquidity changes. Our best guess remains well into 2026, probably Q2.
And then, so this is interesting. If that was to be true, that would mean that we have a lot more up and then sideways chop and up and sideways chop in front of us as we're going up this curve. And it also means, and this is something that he says later in this live stream that I watched more than only the snippet. he says this would be basically where everyone in 3 months calls the end of the cycle on just another push to the upside. And then correction, everyone calls the top, people exit their positions, and then only the big push comes and catches everyone off guard, basically forming a massive bear trap. I think this is a possibility to consider, but obviously it's also very risky to build a theory around this versus when we have evidence of it not being like this for all the... Basically, it's a theory of saying this time is different, right? So, but there is a possibility to build a strategy around this, and this is gradually taking profits, right? Every time we move up, every time we move into profit zones, gradually taking profits, then you have a part of the investment getting riskier and riskier down the road. But you're also taking profits. That could be the angle. The other angle is like full degenerate betting on his theory. And then, if it's not true, then wrecked, right? Then back holding into the next bear market or so, right? I mean, with Bitcoin, we can be on the safe side anyways, as Bitcoin is very, very likely going to appreciate over the next cycles with at least like a 30 to 40% compound annual growth rate. And so that should be fine. But also, this would mean, and this comes down to everyone who is Bitcoin investing right now, this would mean that we are not in the end of the Bitcoin push, but in the beginning or somewhere through 30-40% regarding this ISM, and that Bitcoin is then going much, much higher than we are right now, which would then poise the theory that actually 100,000 Bitcoin or 110,000, where we're sitting right now, being in the dip, actually would be a good buying price, good purchase price. Because if we assume, okay, then we go to 250 or 300,000 and have a 50% correction afterwards when we are going into a bear market, and this being on the lower end of the theories, then we would be ending up with a 150 or 130k bottom, right? So these are all thoughts that I have regarding what Raoul Pal here says. And now you could say, yeah, but why am I watching Patient Hodler talking about this and that? Like, where is the prediction? Listen, the problem with this is that many smart individuals like Raoul Pal have taken many educated guesses and predictions, and we did not see everyone being right all the time, right? And even mostly wrong, even with all this background, right? So I think that his theory of the prolonged cycle is very compelling, because I believe also that these cycles are extended by macroeconomic factors and whether we are in risk-on, risk-off environments and when we are getting there. And a good evidence is gold, right? So you see me often talk about gold and the catch-up of Bitcoin to gold, right? It all has to do with basically the same as Raoul Pal just explained in his part, is gold is the indicator whether we are moving risk off or risk on, right? And this already shows, hey, we are somewhat back and forth between risk on, risk off, right? Risk on being stocks, crypto, tech stocks, and so on. What we do see is we did really well in crypto, the pink line being Bitcoin here, right? And the chart line being gold. We did extremely well in crypto, while gold was going sideways and actually broke the parabola. That's when we went from risk off to risk on, based on, in my opinion, we were pricing in the rate cuts of, or at least the first two rate cuts for this year. And this is where gold went sideways for a while, forming a massive bull flag. But now look at this breakout. Basically, the market is back on risk on, pumping the massive multi-trillion-dollar market cap in gold towards a new all-time high at $3,800, right? Whereas Bitcoin is lingering here and is like, okay, Bitcoin is going sideways. Once gold is done, we'll probably see the massive push out of Bitcoin, directly propelling it towards 150K. I do think that this will happen. The moment that the market goes from risk off to back to risk on, right? So it seems that right now we are going risk off to risk on. And we did see Jerome Powell came out and basically, you saw my video. 150 people or so of you saw my video on that because I could not do the morning stream. But basically, Jerome Powell said, I think markets are too much valued, right? And then, I mean, this is fuel on, okay, let's buy some gold. The question is what is going to happen, right? Is there going to be at some point something breaking in the economy that forces the Fed to lower the interest rates quicker? Will this break flash crash Bitcoin to lower levels? We don't know, right? All of that is not predictable. Black swans cannot be predicted. That's why they are black swans. But what I do see is compelling evidence that we might be fairly soon rubber band to the upside and go on the next push. And then we will see, right? When in November-ish, the end of the cycle is being called. We will see if it really happens, right? We do see here also the bear market side from Crypto. He says, relax, Bitcoin bear confirmation is at 96,000 here, referring to the hash ribbon that he has as one of his most famous prediction indicators. We have to keep in mind, Crypto is a trader, he's a trader and an investor, but his content is referring to trades. We do see that we are back testing on top of the hash ribbon right now, with the price being at 111,750. So we are now a little bit lower than he is, basically directly testing on this yellow line, right? Let's keep that in mind. Also, and this is I think the most important thing is, we do see here Bitcoin has not tracked global M2 with a 70-day lag since early May. Gold has followed global M2 with near 1:1 sensitivity. A tale of cross-asset correlation amidst secular dollar weakness and geopolitical risk. Gold is high beta risk off. Bitcoin is high beta risk on. We do see it here, right? Gold tracks global M2 and has closed the gap. The risk of that I just explained. It has closed the gap. Bitcoin is going sideways on this and just has to close this massive gap here. Okay, so we are really on the verge of coming back, very, very likely, in my opinion, to close this gap, as we did. I said before that if the market sees that there is no new all-time high on global M2, people will preemptively or in advance sell already down here. But we do see a new high. So at some point, this will catch up, in my opinion. Okay. Also, and this plays into, hey, we are going to see very, very volatile move. We have the monthly Bollinger Bands or Bollinger Bands at their tightest level ever, while weakness winds down over the next few weeks, while BTC enters Q4 post-halving year, in which it has looked for its cycle tops in every cycle so far, which at least does go a little bit contrary to the theory of the 5-year cycle, right? But okay, let's see what happens. A quick shout out and welcome for the rare hodlers of this stream. Thank you for supporting me and this live stream all the time. We do have in the house Trucking Hank. Good morning to you. We have Pro Legendary. The rest is shocked by the market and the prices and does not comment here, apparently, but still, let's enjoy some crypto morning coffee. It will all look better in a couple of days, as September is coming to an end in what is this? Let's see quickly on the calendar. On the 30th, so in 5 days, we're coming to an end with the cycle. With the cycle, not please don't panic, with this month, and then we will see if we get our 50% October or October, just as we do on a higher than 50-50 average, right? Very, very often October and November are extremely good, especially in the post-halving year. So let's check this out. Back to the content, guys, and thank you very much. And smash up the like button, by the way, if you can. And if you would, if you like it, if you may, then please let's do that. We also see the total supply held by long-term holders, right? What we do see, long-term BTC holders distribute into strength. They don't start selling at the top. OGs have taken profits in 3 waves this cycle. The third wave seems to have exhausted itself now. And every time we see, once this long-term holder take profit wave exhausts, we do see that the price can come back up, right? We do see it here also, right here, selling sideways, right? Then once exhaustion kicks in, we can do the next push to the upside. How low do you think we go? I would see maximum, I mean, we are right now at the bull market support band, basically on the top side of the bull market support band. That's 111,300. I would say that is pretty big support. We may go to 109,200, which is the lower band, and this happened quite a couple of times. Here we see it on the cross, right, that we pinched through it, basically. It could be happening. We did even, I do think, let's see if we did, we did even on corrections go below the bull market support band. We do see it here, but then it acts as overhead resistance for quite some time. So I'd rather not see this. I'd say the line in the sand for me is somewhere at 100K. And then wicks below 100K is okay, but long term below 100K, I don't see it. So this would would cause panic in the market, right? Also because if we come back to that, then let's just assume we come back to all the way this, then people will call for like a head and shoulders here once we are bouncing back, right? I'd say the line in the sand is 100K on a longer horizon, which would put us way below the bull market support band. But I'd say the likelihood is strong that we hold this bull market support band, as I don't see maybe a wick slicing it coming back. But also look at this, like for the altcoins, right? We do have 3 days and 20 hours left, but right now we are basically after breaking above this on this massive cup and handle pattern, right? We are currently falling back. I really don't like to see this at all, because this was such a beautiful pattern, and we did break out. We kind of retested. On Monday, I said, if this candle closes above and shows signals continuation, we are out. But right now, we are falling back, right? This can still turn into a wick. We can add towards the month end a couple of billions here, right, to get out of this. But so far, this doesn't look that nice. Yeah, you quickly above it, and I mean, maybe you can still guarantee this pattern afterwards by taking into account the wicks instead of the bodies. But it was very, very clean, and right now we are in the red here. So I take it as this does not look that great right now. That doesn't mean, cycle is in the end or altcoins wrecked or something like that. It's just, it's not playing out as I would like to see it. And you also have to see there are other predictions with trend lines and so on, also on the non-logarithmic, right? let's see. But I will keep this drawn in. This is my prediction here. Pro Legendary says, lesson learned this cycle. Don't hold actions till the last push. Stack Bitcoin first. Yeah, exactly. This is one big lesson. Don't hold actions. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your strategy overall, right? I mean, look at the altcoin market right now. It's crazy. Oh, by the way, why is my screen still up there? GMPH thank you very much. Hey Sven, Jasper Frank also here. Hi, Divinder Singh, Mr. Wolf, good to see you all. You see, like, this week is a very bad week for altcoins, right? I mean, everything's down like between 10 and 30%. But I think that's really rectangular style, and we should be, and also like market maker manipulation, we should be seeing a little bit more out of that. And it goes through, like, if you go total 3, for example, on total 3 we didn't even break out. We got rejected here, right? We get rejected here. If you go to others, it's far away, right? Others, we are coming up, but we are still struggling, right, on others. So this explains how altcoins are getting wrecked at the moment still, right? Also others dominance, right? If we look at others dominance, we are still, and put this on the monthly, we are still completely outside of this rising channel, right? We have lost a lot of dominance of the smaller altcoins compared to the rest of the crypto market, right? We will see, though. I mean, we are coming into a little bit more bullish scenario here. Let's see if we come back into this range and form something else, or if we form bearish retest on these last months, and then gone, right? So others dominance looking like, we covered that when this fell out, right? That we said, okay, here we need to bounce. We covered this when we were in this. If you were subscribed, you would know that. But overall, and this is also something, right? Look at the DXY. It stalled. Like, we do have a rate cut, but the devaluation of the dollar is not yet in continuance, right? And once the dollar devalues, basically against other currencies in the world by various factors, then people move out of the dollar into other assets, right? And that is by selling the dollar, it also devalues, right? So it's basically you buy the asset, you leave dollars behind, basically lowering demand for dollar. The demand for asset goes higher, right? So we want to see this drop as people move into assets. And right now, we've lost the level that we've been observing for years on this channel, right? This level, and we are on the fall, right? But right now, we've been stalling. This last monthly candle here is stalling. Good morning, boys. Good morning, Green Lantern. Good to see you. Moon phases. Looks like the bottom may be in around October 4th. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, right? I could see market makers play this in the way that they are looking, that we come into October and the first days of October are still red and everyone will freak out, right? Everyone will freak out. Let's see how this develops. Yeah, let's keep an eye on bull market support band, how it develops from today, tomorrow, next week, right? But we are in the end. Was since 2021 in Barber held and happy with the chart now. Sometimes we need to wait. Yeah, Alibaba, I know. The stock, I think the stock of Alibaba had suffered quite some bits between the US and China trade war, but then also I think with the CEO and so on. Yeah, I remember that. Bull bear moons are very much respected this cycle. Okay. Gotcha. I think there is like a full moon, new moon chart, right? I don't know why this is happening, but okay. What else? What else? This I showed. Here. Usually Bitcoin bottoms in September. In just 2 days, 17.5 billion. Sorry, $17.5 billion. So this was yesterday. So it's tomorrow, right? Friday expiration. $17.5 in Bitcoin options will expire with a max pain at $107,000. Okay, so this is a little bit the answer to your question, Mr. Wolf, what the lowest is. Historically, Bitcoin moves towards max pain during such expirations. I think there's still a big leg down left before the reversal, says Ted Pillows here. That would mean we would go towards, slice through the lower end of the bull market support band, going in the direction to 107K. Maybe we don't reach it, right? But that, yeah, like those expirations, that can happen. And then we have this one. This should give us a little bit bullish vibes. So let's listen here to the Apple CEO. There you go.
Well, let me ask you a different question, because you just said that you might not do it personally. Do you own crypto, any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Would you play around with this?
I do, yeah. I think it's reasonable to own it as a part of a diversified portfolio. And I'm not giving anybody investment advice, by the way.
When did you get interested in it?
I've been interested in it for a while, and I've been researching it and so forth, and so I think it's interesting.
There you go, right? So I mean, even crypto is. You would not have these interviews 4 years ago, right? Where there was what it was like, it's scam internet fake money, right? That was basically the narrative. So here you go, everyone should have it, blah blah. Bitcoin is also in their portfolios as a part, right? I know here are a lot of degenerates that are crypto only, but we do see here that we do have the Apple CEO Tim Cook being personally invested. We still do see that many companies are not invested in Bitcoin. So if you feel that you're late to the party, we should look again. We just had a couple of months ago, we covered it on this channel, Microsoft shareholders basically rejecting the idea of putting Bitcoin into the portfolio. They will have to buy at another time. We will see how it now plays out in the cycle with the companies that have adopted a Bitcoin strategy, and how it helps them to propel their stock price and their business. We have Green Lantern says GM boys driving. Safe drivings there. We have Mewtwo, GM fam. Good to see you as well. So right now, let's take a look at a couple of altcoins. Last time, unfortunately, when we were looking, I had MCAT on the screen, and we did not look at it. So today we're going to look at MCAT first things. Quick look. Let me get to another chart. There we go. So MCAT. Unfortunately, we do not have anything new to discuss. We did not hold a supposed breakout here, right? We are still downward sloping here in the monthly chart. So MCAT is also coming down a little more. I still think that MCAT is a great buy for an altcoin season. What is the market cap of MCAT right now? It's placed almost 900, so it's for a small speculative position, nothing too crazy. Sorry, MK market cap is 18.1 million, so that could be a good one to do many X's, but it's also obviously, as you know, it's extremely risky, so there's no financial advice in this. As also Tim Cook said, I mean, you see even Apple CEO has to say that is no financial advice, right? So we are not giving financial advice as well, but we do see MCAD, moving along. I do think this is insanely big accumulation phase before a breakout, whenever this is. Maybe it's only in 2026, who knows, right? Because of what we've discussed in the beginning. I do think that also coins like VeVe are going to do well. Let's see how VeVe is behaving right now. Sitting on support, we do have our all-time high up here. So I think, VeVe should be coming out of this slump as well. I do think that from the bigger coins, I do like Chainlink quite a bit. We do see that also Chainlink gets rejected here. We do still see that we have basically these patterns forming all across the bigger coins. So obviously, good picks. I think coins that will do very well are Solana, Sui, Ethereum, obviously, and so on, right, in the bigger part, but they will not be doing 10, 20, 50 X's, right? Maybe a 10x, but then something really nuts has to happen, right? So even Chainlink also is $1 billion market cap, but if and when Chainlink breaks out here, then it has a way of 150% towards the all-time high, and then we will see if it goes beyond it. Chainlink is in a very bullish momentum, in my opinion, so really nice. And then we do have Omi as the king of NFT space, which looks like this. Now I have another exchange where not the whale chart is, right, but just looking at this chart, also on a non-logarithmic, looking at this chart, it looks way different, but that's why we like to look at it on the logarithmic chart. Here we do see, we had a big push. We are holding upwards, 5 days left on the monthly candle. On the week, we do see, okay, we did push above this bull market support band. We're holding it fairly good right here on the weekly chart. So yeah, let's see. Usually I show the chart on Gate, right, where we all have this whale, where the whale moves are marked. There's nothing too crazy for Omi, I think. I did see something yesterday. What was it? A post from... Actually, let's check this out. I think it was from the Ecomi channel regarding the BingX, the exchange listing. So Ecomi has been listed on the BingX, and we do see here... where is it? Oh yeah. So here, full Korean market access via Upbit Bithumb integration for Base, right? Or for that, right? So BingX official has almost 1 million followers, so it's not a super big exchange, but it's there. And there was something like, was it Foster who posted this? There was something like you can earn something, right? Where is it? There was something where you could earn something. I don't find it anymore, guys. So if you know what it was, then let me know. There's something to display and earn. Yeah, I don't find it anymore. But if you know what it is, then let me know. Good morning, Dom Vu. Let's quickly check what the Ecomi community is saying in general. Who is ready to unlock crazy utility with red silver Ecomi logo? Let's see. 10 cents. Okay. Yeah, I think the exchange listing is like the big news of today, right? Or of the last days. The new VeVeverse update just dropped, and it's huge. The long requested jump feature is finally here. It unlocks endless possibilities in the VeVeverse. It looks a little bit Minecraft style with this, but yeah, I think it looks better already, right? I mean, it's still a little bit clumsy, like the movements of this character, but it's fine, right? I mean, you're still sliding. So let's hope they're going to continue to build this out, because it could be, I mean, if it's clumsy though, it's good for memes, right? Foster even didn't know that they added a jump. I can't wait to play mini games in VeVeverse. This actually opens a ton of doors. Okay, let's see what they build, right? With this, but this is pretty good. Then you can increase what actually can be done and the content that you can create with this. So this is great. Let's also share this so that everyone sees it. Yeah. I do think that we don't have any more big news here. Let's also check out what is happening with VeVe. I didn't look at it. I know the Samurai dropped. The Samurai Vader dropped on VeVe. So, game night, dynamite artwork, bid to collect a true 1-of-1. So 1-of-1 still dropping. Fantastic Four comic. What is this? VeVe and Whatnot. Comics, merch, exclusives. What is this? Wait. That's Singapore, right? That's Singapore. Oops, sorry. Let's get rid of the music because I don't want to be demonetized here, right? Okay, so this is a teaser. Clearly it's a teaser. What does it mean? Let's look at the comments. What does it mean? VeVe Las Vegas. Awesome. Interesting. Yeah, but what's interesting? What does it mean, guys? Do you know what it means? Why do coins that no one says Mewtwo? Why do coins that no one knows get listed on the biggest exchanges and Omi still hasn't been listed on the biggest ones? Because the coins that no one knows, they pay for the listings. So if you want to get your coin on an exchange, there are a couple of options. You can pay for the listing, and then you have to provide a larger percentage shares of or in terms of dollar values of your coin to the exchange to get the listing done quickly. Or you have to be massive volume, and then the coin says, I want part of this, or the exchange says, I want part of the trading volume, so they just list it, and then it's worth for them. But Ecomi doesn't have one or the other, so they don't pay for exchange listings, and they don't have the massive volume, so this is why they're not listed yet. If the volume was to long-term increase, I bet there are exchanges who think, okay, it's worth it. Maybe there was a cheaper offer to list it on BingX, or BingX did see the latest volume pump and therefore started to list it. No matter what, the community is great, so that it might be listed there. But there's no reason to not list Ecomi on the big US exchanges also right now. Would be amazing if VeVe collectibles were able to be sold on Whatnot, eBay. So Whatnot is, let's go to our AI. One second, making this the right way. There we go. So yeah, let's go to our AI. Let's put it a little bit like this. There we go. We do ask, what is Whatnot? It seems they are partnering with VeVe. Let's see what chat says. Whatnot is a live stream shopping marketplace auction platform. Sellers host live shows where they present items, run auctions, flash sales, giveaways, and so on. Okay, the platform is especially known in the collector niche and goods space, trading cards, comics, collectibles. It was founded in 2019 and has grown rapidly, raising large funding rounds and expanding internationally. So think of a live interactive auction-style marketplace with a social streaming twist. Okay, what is VeVe? VeVe, let's see what it says. VeVe's digital collectibles marketplace, often called an NFT phygital platform, operated under the company Komi. In VeVe, users can buy licensed digital collectibles, for example, comics, figurines, view them in AR, VR, and trade them in marketplace secondary in the platform. Is there a real partnership or collaboration between Whatnot and VeVe? I was unable to confirm official public partnership between Whatnot and VeVe based on credible sources. What I found, a user on social media claims VeVe and Whatnot announced a partnership collab of some sort, only listed on New Exchange in a post by Doctor of Stuff. Look, AI knows Doctor of Stuff. What the heck? A YouTube video titled "Big News from the Toys Store, Whatnot Partnership Revealed" suggests we are going to be partnering with Whatnot and doing several streams a week. However, I did not find a press release. Okay, what is plausible? It's possible that the mention is an ambassador affiliate collaboration rather than a deep technical or business integration. But we do see, right, that's what AI apparently does not have. We do see this video is posted directly by VeVe. So I think that there is a real partnership, right? There is a real partnership. Check Bell, B-E-L. What is Bell? I don't know what that is. What is that? But anyways, this seems to be interesting, right? Comic merch exclusives live. So I don't know, maybe they, like, who is streaming live? This is the question, right? But okay. Would be cool if you could have, I don't know, live stream involving the digital stuff on VeVe. So apparently there is a partnership. That's really good. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Notifications on for today. That's already it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this partnership and also about the 5-year cycle. And guys, thank you for being here, supporting this channel, and wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I catch you in the next live stream or video. Have a good one, everyone, and bye.